yes.
Reports are now.
There were companies. Please. We had companies that had millions of cedis contracts.
Oh, really? January, no.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That companies now, workers here, Bakupe, workers here, Nayamo multi-million-dollar road projects. Oh, sir, and then we do reporting here. What is the report? There were companies that have more millions of cedis contract in this country. Okay, the boy you see about 8 months, 6 months. Only track record bia. The one I make it be workers here baku ekomi and I'm can grab what can say kakia say ekomi. E be workers here and 9. Okay. Is you know what do you expect? What do you expect say on baba catcher say near no mo ye no. No. President Mahama can you or say so no a bear in rare it say a bedu answer be so say adia emergency more day.
Now we share numbers here. Our putting it out there. 66 were single sourced, 51 were through restrictive tender, and then 23 ASR legacy projects.
You see, restrictive tender.
So 140.
You see,
compared to 1,301.
Abna. There are words against Obia a first estate and I Ghana for. We should tender no come more kana. What was so emergency on it? Tell me. So no more kana. With this one, road that you constructing. What was so emergency about it?
That
is what President Mahama said. President Mahama said, and sana on a mobile so I just say a day emergency. Aya sabi. Ni pay one na say gidi and san ya so what was so critical? Sir, don't travel claim the doors for Ghana how? What was so emergency? Ni pay you no so in the kwanya yi. Na say one who say road minister and the bloggers didn't tell do baby or say enye ayi or the saying sika no mutu ansa na my contract no be saying. A lawyer time me no see me nyedi abna kanaboa mobilization what you pa mobilization what you pa abna road minister dey blog dey better na no or say mobilization po na what you ka contract no be but when you award sole source contract to companies with one workers and staff, what do you expect? Okay, and the moment here, PR gimmicks now and Ralph Felix of Usuka, it was something to clear their face. But you know, the world meaning Ghanaians now, yet saying seminal, a king kind seminal, a tin seminar. Yeah, for me a judgment with you that. What I say, me na me expect say on Babakacha me say on Babakacha Ghana for say near no moye no kululu bi wo na me catch on if a company they work aye ba akopɛ a contract of over millions of cedis. What would you expect? What I say,
that's a company, you know, capable.
So no. The company no. Me come me work aye ba akopɛ. Be abusumi sent me call ya. Me work company e be 10 years. Me call and come to me. Me na me call be dey so mama so and come to me. And I'm na receive tender mama. You see, I do baby a receive tender no cramp no mo ye no charge. Receive tender no cramp no. You say yemfa nipa yemfa company 4 pe. Sa company 4 ya ni ba ko yemfa nya adwuma no. I dey can ni na yemiem. And then mo for some year na bibia ye pepe dia yemiem enka we ba ye yes yet bipartisan committee, independent bipartisan committee and ko ye na mo report na ba and na ye pensem mu a na ye pensem mu ye but the president now to Jubilee House at to committee na maka no so we say kwa me na ate ha no wa father or say father you adwuma nim and our friend Kennedy your committee chairman adwuma na father yeah you mami na Kennedy we know the command report now we ka say independent na ko person say you proud there and ko ka so ko fan ko for abonten no mu na mo metena independent people na yen tena se yen hwehwem independent people mo tena se no mo hwehwem no mo the report ni ba. This is an independent report, devoid of any political meanings. But one guy who said them a cookie, now the report Baba catch me say, oh come on. I know there. It's we were not expecting anything different from what Felix said, but maybe there be person a football person with my road minister and say. say ya media gimmicks no, you know the bloggers do much no could do no. He knows. He only the cost you na only. What the contract you come obi now him say the workers here 9 pay. What do you expect from him? And then money cost no. You wo urban roads ni federal roads ni ade or regions ni nyina mu. What the contract ni ma so ni ma na mo kono. No, how were they involved in all that? Okay. And you know, one would expect say PR na oye ye media no no so na djuma na onye because here dey me hu hwe.
Mate, me da say.
And some mu kwan say dey tia
do. Abna wa woni ba bi Ghana Police Service only director for welfare. I'm see Abna sa.
Oh, okay, name.
Who offend dey say no so sa Abna Akosa.
Okay.
Sandra and I pay I'm saying home for no kakra and pay me chill pa. Abna kuma e dey one. So sourcing government contract na home kuma yezi. No that me shada me read through Public Procurement Authority one report for the past 5 years. Me tomo me read each and every report. Na nampeda metsa say how hen contract issues you manage in the country. Fact is this: them 4.78, I mean just less than 5% now. Miami MP. You know MP bia.
Phyllis, yeah.
Yes, Miami MP also took one. The point is that it's not new as far as in procurement statistics data or you're concerned. From 2020 you can clearly see there the percentage of sole sourcing non-restrictive tending. I mean the percentage in terms of total contractor. Mostly no, the man croffer. Percentage wise no usa.
Okay.
Misha 2020 for example, sole source 2019 sole source no 6.51.
Okay.
2021 oba sure oba 33.21 sole source and cutting. Ishe 2023 2022 sorry. Sole source, yenya 3.78.
Okay.
If you're 2024, market 2023, sorry, yenya 5.90 in that order.
Okay.
Or follow a certain pattern, now a single numbers in terms of percentage wise. But the interesting thing on what them come using with there, so if the value of contract, compared to the total values of the entire winner, that is where figures occur. So in other words, say we are talking about 1,440 total. No, 1,441. No, just less than
4.
I was there for the 5%. Or a single source. And the year number, contract 1, contract 2, contract 3, the no 5%. But my all issue in there. So, or your 5%, what is the value in terms of money
of the 5%? That's in worth of contract.
Worth of contract.
Okay.
That is where, yes, the percentage in terms of numbers, but the value of them small percentage, or was sure compared to the others.
Okay.
And still, it's not just about now. If a procurement data that is the picture of paint. So, for example, but go back to the same 2019. What's no sole sourcing or your percentage in terms of numbers, contracts, or your 4.92 in terms of value, the same 2019, it was 27.45. And what the value was in terms of money equivalent. If 2022, for example, you were 2.744, sorry, 5.5 for the number, but in terms of the value, 33.21. In fact, some of them, if Bakrabunda, you can get as much as 46 and other things. So, the out of the 1,400 figures now, you can 1,300 now, you said that you open tendering as one values no or form. And remember, other tendering processes no, it includes what we call price quotation, low or minor value procurement. So the other procurement processes are most of the times the one value no on you, sir. And so the issue now is that if your road sector, so road contract 5 for crowd was Mako 5 crowd mobile, the value of money involved in road construction no, but it's at ways far more than maybe a year procure of laptops and other things. Yeah. So for me, the discussion that my MP and the honorable minister no should have really brought to bear are able to make them confidence there. Indeed, there are no issues no here. Okay, the 4.5% whatever now this is the value. Oh, or you have 50 billion USD or you 30 million Ghana cedis. Now you compare the various contracts no as against the value. There. Indeed, is there a value for money? Because you see, contract, no, it's not just about sole sourcing and limited tendering, whatever. It's about the value now. Kasana contract is no. Say, I don't know, or 10 million now. To what extent has it? I mean, no value. No, what was it? Be account? No, I am more done. That is where we are interested in. That is where Ghanaian are interested in. And you see, it's not just about the Ghanaian interest, Keko. We have come from somewhere. If you've been in Yaba, that Ghanaian feel there when it comes to government procurement, most of the times now was a bit too to do value no or you're more done. Into here, one of the institutions I've not been so happy with them. For example, or Institute of Engineers. Them I don't know whether I'm getting it right. That Ghana Institute of Engineers, what technical understanding of road construction. Some of these discussions, as civil society. We expect them to speak on the values.
Explain
1 kilometer road, asphalt, okay, about cost it, them amount of money. You can easily do the calculation with okay, if that is the case, then Tamamoto will bloated. But we don't get these kind of discussions from them. It's more behind that the politicians will just come and give us the figures, and then then we are always about to baby. But you see. Another issue that they establishing there, this issue of perception and over-bloating and discrimination, corruption-related contract issues now you're discussing. It is not just about the Ghanaians what perceive it there, the mass know who. Go back to Public Procurement Authority one report in 2020. Go to their report and specifically page I'm capturing what I did. But in the report, one of their findings in terms of challenges with the procurement in there, they stated, I'm reading Navy, it's in financing. Despite the potential for developing the industry, local industry through procurements, blah, 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 the following challenge, let me read the challenges now. Number one, a perception into bracket and at times the reality. This is not for me. In report or your procurement authority,
it's perceived, but we does that.
Reality. They are saying, what are working? Authority not working. This is 2020 report. A perception into bracket reality that the government is a slow payer, one, difficult to work with, or has its own favored suppliers for contract award. This is one of the report challenges that one kasa as procurement authority will put in.
Nti imagine say be amakwa kwaje bosia na mede ba be road no. Na we delay me with payment be interest na be kwa etia me nti ne mede be to so nti minim se be as 3 years na be take you ama watu ya make be duru honom no. Say na be ahim. That
no see. And that is why sometimes to argue for them over bloated way, I am now difficult. Because as a private person, so if my government contract, knowing very well there, so the discussion for today, maybe about 3 years time, I consider inflation rate. I consider so many factors before I can even give you the value.
Okay.
So Abna, all that we want to say there, yes, indeed, all these things, all the figures were established there. There are no wrongdoings whatsoever. But may I share for government where they contract we should get a true value for whatever contract that comes up. Since we can't establish them facts in the day, they are overbloated or not. But we are putting more discussions, more figures, more issues on the values of the contracts now. But maybe one last thing. I think on that note, we also be doing politics in terms of President Mahama manifesto. There was no mention of the president didn't mention they will not do, but just that Omam was 100 years. It will be something. There's a need for us to do that. Unfortunately, the question is that contract here is does it that there was no alternative? Because I'm not even sole source now. It simply means that you have limited no option than to go for this person. Road contract. Are we saying there a given contract for a given road? A given contractor will have no option alternative. Say this person cannot do. I think it's a question that he now we have to answer.
Okay,
Mame, because I represent the government, the party. Give me just a few minutes to address. Let me start off from where.
Mr. 1 minute, so
no problem. So,
lawyer,
you can't so source and yet just about say company we pay it to me. It is also about, and let me answer both of you my question. It has nothing to do with emergency. If you read the law, it's agency. There is a difference between emergency and agency. It talks about agency, not emergency. And so when you look at it, when there is that urgent need for it, you go and the agency not really say we pay the bit. I know so say be or no penny we expertise now, but in this case not, because you better sa pukwase kwai. Look, going through competitive tendering, so it takes more than 8 months. The back and forth, if you read the processes in the law, and yet easy. We were saddled with demonstrations and other things. Would you wait and go through this and then but let me answer one same okay. Look, first and foremost, for you to even bring this issue in, say President Mahama na jamwako shed them watch BBD, but you see sometimes you forget yourselves. There are not many names or hadia. Okay, President Kufuor bar power within 2-3 months, and a deputy chiefs of staff and send 70 Kolebu A+ then send by. President Kufuor establish a committee. Minim say Minuaba one and a chairperson there. The committee came from, you see, as a state. Me, I don't have any problem with that. Hold on, lawyer. It's one I'm yes, okay.
Illegal mining court throws out appear could be won't to me highest attachment.
But that's okay. That's okay. So near me trying to say me or how
once in a while until mammy is just an own person over shots.
Any problem.
But all 5
minutes. So share a near no cana. The report about say I Juma Nevi, I am Nevi, and no while better I have can say yakeke. Look, it is not true. When you look at the report, I am very comprehensive. I have a copy of the report. And
so you are yet to
release, yes, but Osabe Namiwa buy no copy. And say there's a copy. Papa,
I don't know why I
you don't worry. You see, you mentioned the company, say company was just one. And unfortunately, you say no Mukagumo. None for so be pushing so when to be a modin you nyaika. But when to be a modin say a company bear and as a company bear. It's been stated here. If Omar Kakra a company be establishing it, it's been stated here. Say it's not true. Report in back. It was given, and I'll tell you what has it. Let's share report with you. Say as far back as 2020, and meaning maybe omun fee. Say company meaning company modin because one person be body. And I have it here. It's been now for tested for 9 years. It's been proven to them. Say the company yet in 2020, yet 2025. It is something somewhere in the This is the report. By Iron Fimu and the Abba. So will be contrary. I am crata now bed or the Benya one the poo because Nanka ya binance or him. So Tias and Afusi Bibi and Kuya, you know what to do. Now, court rules out, it was expected. I may be named the strategy. Of course, I
don't know, it was expected.
Oh, no, but you see, when I heard say Chairman Woon to me lawyer say on twaso indi asemnibio. I wasn't surprised, even though I thought that is a bad strategy, and it will not lawyer no image, because you see we are lawyer near, and let me have a come say same way ama the respect and am we much atuche katan afedi abuso. Okay, election 2020 petition, but the more than 10 applications and the Supreme Court, Supreme Court shooting it down. But autonomy true, my judgment. When it was a bit obvious, baby, I will tell him, baby, I'm not judgment, and Kasa win him. But don't worry, money and because I am there for maybe okay, not done phone him. Don't worry. Maybe I go back make up say. You got chachuche kata don't worry.
First one no so na win him the na ebeko. The MPP. The first one
unanimous.
The
kind of 10,000. It's the kind of 10,000 na Ghana for in 2012 2013 Ghana for 80 yeah hold on you do so anwaka yeah who said in 2020 what I'm saying they say and there were some applications I have for we others chatuti kata go and check the record of more than 10 different applications bibi odi be ko bi ana olusu but otinu what the judgment etiano no sorry koi
nti we now we expect
na lawyer penny na wa ye adwuma ba be do say e bra wo na ase say nkoye niam bi nkoye utina mu in fact upon bia na wa press conference ye ra asrem sai e fa the book na okofo ne car na okọ ndi ose oni media anya na wo dimirika na wa press no ka ho na wa tachem niam ekoye niam no wa ekoye on be wini case no meboa it's a done na asesa and as a lawyer we are trained say court na say di asem na say when di bema na say kotia wa ya appeal and somehow okeke nia ya appeal submission of no case court na wa tro wo affidavit no submission of no case no appeal o court she had the three wise men judges akasia miensa omse uni case ko etina say uni case ampa say na hawa na ofo so ho no ne omunya adwa ka ba say ko Supreme Court what them why cross examination we why bibia we yes afi yebema judgment was me na me kon me dwane me nyebio where is that coming from senior lawyer your fidelity law no ye kire yen law school ye kire say your fidelity first is to the law and not to your client minim say na be kire mu otwi and that point must be made clear ye kire yen say and nothing na so court enti so court utie so court now go on so we defend your client into kotwatwa na say PSL lawyer we twatwa they can take you on because fidelity no and no to the law and second to the court and so attend to your client ye kire ye wrap here could be no and one other thing I say can lawyer for any case o we lawyer ni a what is that doctor sabe obi nka say mra but obi free mu wo adwuma o ye mu na say negligence you've done your part. It is a woman who so emotional. Anything our lawyers we advise us me you know na say unya case and say me na me di because me emotional. It is also who so you emotional e wo chemamu to me because of your relationship. You don't take up a brief
but
for him.
Say you are emotional about.
Na you ye asense wa court no lose so as be mobile. I mean who does that? Who tin in penny say boy. Let me get into lose here.
The only thing say judgment
what be that one kasa me say there be or say applications be or they call you lose
or say you know say
one kasa what in penny say what in penny say the last lawyer here dey why be a unim nene
no or chemu say because I'm in na kasa nti no say ohun ne say say ne hu ya ye hia ma maybe out of that and come ye be assign
ne hu ye hia say otimi ya ni case ni awie ya akada ye management say then na aka the only thing aka en say me no court na say court no nya butre we no ye education court na say court ka say me kwa menim say sa na nkebeba o kwa na o pada she obutom because why case ne kama nti be dibem watu agu obi ahụ na ko be
obi apada she ne butom bia na otugu ne ho
there be so kokota now your lawyer na kokota we so convinced say obe wini and I make but who why case no we confident you pada she obutom okwa ni watu agu your client ho but two in the event nso say ulusu na se ye de okotumu a lawyer adwuma aka ye ba akope and say you will be a friend mitigation nti judge no convict you we say you are convicted no we jai on twaso ma sentence no now wo lawyer no sorry as my lord well maybe I be do but ye pache chema wuntumi o sofo ono obone breye on mranche ne da ene ade enti no temper justice with mercy nti obema no 10 years no ahwe mitigation no ate so ama na bia 85 eti lawyer adwuma aka wo asem ni mu ano no ba asem no de awie na ne ame wawani see simple who decide ene ya wa na oba okwan nya judge ne frɛ wo eno ne man no asem no na me ba so so what to move for some in case ni bio eh you know client asem oh here court applications or the back court on of our adwuma eno na call ye no ntini e ko ba en say attorney general raise preliminary objection to application and say no this is alien to our rules because one about our client so I tell you no client nti say o ma bi wa e na say adwuma e so file closing submission ya by force yetimi ye case o say we dey on file one file a judge no be di na sem but o file a judge ni be hwem no ahwe say obe use bi dia in judgment but one file anya by force nti no judge ni ka chen say wunim wa ye mra na che anya by force say so file but some who decide say wunya bi o nti lawyer fofo ya tese ye wura attach ya ebe nti no judge na aye magnanimous say okay nanka I think 18 to say then nanka original written submission say why extend kwem 23rd or so because e bia be san lawyer no enti anu ye wa wasem o san lawyer na proceedings na ready ni awu appeal ku bi o ye no transfer farmer attach ya na onye but me dey migusu ameye medu
okay
enti say baby aya bedu ne say on the 3rd of July judge no me na me ni court ho wonso na oni ho ni judge na tie nia no odi humu aye beba ni ahwe ni ye bekwa akosi won tie ase a sa attorney general ye kasa chama wontumi nkofie na attorney general say no ni ama ye no nsese nkokofie obe ya appeal say yewura wontumi nso ye se yonkodem na se ni lawyer attach ye ne ye attach an so ntie ase ono so be ya appeal ti e kwa ye nim
okay mate Kingsley
okay I mean correction be wo a lawyer. You see, the election petitions 2013-2020, it was totally different. 2021 court, the national chairman said no money case. Documents come with the court, no money be. So they get an now court now one gasa only confidence. When near my the court ma, oh expect the judges no money there. So what just and so some the fan to baby crap. Now enjoy. You see, road is a man here Kofe Fort Estate for report no. So the famous pepegusu one rules one no contract the man Kofe say that contractor no or register company no da ben. So contractor and company no. They register in January 2025 and a man the contract no December 2025.
Say na say so mama be the bank pay.
And no cry ma catch us as report no. Now we are despite ma committee wa ha na father any Kennedy and the report ko kwa then I be expect say e be indicted to be
any ejuma ma say dey be sad end dey
yeah Charlie and the young fan to baby I know the lawyer in Crawford na be this report na too lawyer in Crawford na but having said that you see me there I said when say court and you know yeah do baby I can no I careful but the mechanic say
the lawyer
the mechanic say the mechanic say the mechanic say
only be my time man I don't more
the amuna the best me can say now so say there's a saying say odi nipa abonefo apem ekotum no just you can say me who said mechanic
you pentem e nipa papa odi bem
ekotum
dangerous a chance anameboa
say mama me can say it is better say nipa 1000 omoye omemo
so ni go fun na be to na
nipa 1000 omoye innocent ebe to prison nipa one innocent ebe to prison than nipa 1000 omoye guilty
obeja
good
ni na so on that pair obe pray
good on that premise no make say judge no ka me judge na senior case we no very high stake nipa any day check gidigidi no say ka me judge na
controllable
na lawyer for no but me ma dream na me che say mo say me che ma okay say ka me dey say the be ya say judgment ni ba obi akon abeto ne yam na e be ka say prepare aye adwuma no ka lawyer for na waba no ono so nka mre na ode man no o ma na mre kaka na nka say the case ni high profile case no ka lawyer for no enko ono so enko asem no mu ye na because we issues are lawyer former lawyer no ekeke no a na say in his view okay obeso o che say niam tentene no na enkoye papa in his view
asemudie no
na e said na ekoso no na enkoye papa o na dwimu what I say enti bi de message say kananka ye menko ade no an judge na tim rule awie dada bananka ye menko amadwimu dia na nka betua kachaja ka me kachaja is okay ene mama yes I pin case no ba na enko say be try case no me ma umre kakra fako case no
because whatever it is be and also withdraw so it has nothing to do with asemna yedi
say ya no if fraba lawyer for fraba fe no so be na wa show the written statement no na
because
but I think say your best judge no whatever it is no hwe na prepare any adwuma na asumdwe mra o ma
as we very optimistic
no judge be come me
na because you starting case no court that you starting case ni dey
you starting work up me share match ni be that
lawyer mpacho case in
Abraham say me lawyer na
me wo bu say
na me legal expertise or form into me major na me come brass me brave but maso wa hozen wa dem komo because there in common is about mining
environment.
It's about the environment into so when I'm interested in I don't know and me peda me kede share fact is that Galamsey common years and I'm mining common years I'm spending more than 4 or 5 years extensive research on the issue. Now my topic so it was about the politics, the powers of Galamsey do. When it comes to this chairman, I want to be in the case here. Me a bit biased kakra. Bias me in there. My shum research am my in actually mpanyinfo akasefo esikafo politicians akasakase na what tell Galamsey echi. And for me Saddam forces no them mpanyinfo them akasefo no them big politicians na what tell Galamsey echi no so you too fish one out now you deal with them with the lower the menace no and the Galamsey issues no we can do a lot but ya boho can be brave me that address the issues no and yamina dum Galamsey can na no I am bra there I bono I papo mbra is be judge that you have done the wrong thing and you have done the right thing. I am happy there this trial is going on. Not just because they say you're MPP, not because they are a political person, but because not because they're MPP per se, but they are penina sebio or kasa unkrofute or penina or to drive unkrofu. The fact they are a big person in society. Na issue no, I a court issue reason. For me, I am happy with it. I am happy because say results no ba. There are people there. Or positive or negative. The most important thing is that somebody being alleged to have involved in Galamsey, not just somebody. Penina said you obobil is now are you involved in Galamsey? Now I try no. Now I go through all the processes to the end. Now court will make the judgment. No, at least. Obama I advocate for sustainable mining in this country. Yes, I believe per day in Kofute why mining no. We have some hope there. So it's not be yet penny be there or Galamsey that penny will be taken through the processes. And you see, it will serve as a deterrent to a lot of interest or Galamsey. Abena Asima Yekano, it's not just about Chemaun to me. It's about destruction of our natural resources. It's about Hinsu. It's about Galamsey. I think that your company is but the most important thing there, issue na sisi roda ho no judge or otne gwanudo no pocho no quarry baby order no photo put the judgment where it is. I mean time I meet them plea bargain in Azero program say you should be assembly police is obey the man asem why na basa na plea bargain na freeze you could be assembly boko. The judge should just uphold the integrity fufa running fenye juma. Now what has to be done must be done. Them no be ya he never the finality of the settlement won't be or your corporate them no can be a corporate corporate let's say needed punishment now all them reason easy now on serve as a big deterrent to those who are hiding behind Galamsey because Abna say Galamsey ni true. The boys out there, boys now what say villages in communities they are having a lot of support. You and that's why they are always powerful. That's why they are always resistant. Instead of also police, also soldier no. Because we may they will have somebody to call, they will have somebody who will even call the police or the military or whoever to save them and to protect them. Let's cut the powers. And I think they would me I'll start from here. Yeah, cut them powers and if they would do now one often was they deal with them or say.
Okay.
First of all, it's important. The plea bargain is on a different case.
Okay.
That case, or you soon cut forge. Please allow me. I mean, come on, sir. What the country company ani ente and otiminya wo de kura PhD so you should company ani ente o dane on person na check for that no question crack
me due diligence who say fake document
that's on na report na tonje na sort in baby you na report ya it is also on ya no ya on na report it is a room to me so on ya on yan ko trial no mo nko ye plea bargain me ma catch attorney general say look so onjin to mu sampa mafumu a yeah, because no G and idea see Jessica and your criminal and no dear, you was civil actions also whisker or dying. It was a loan of $30 million Ghana citizen. You meet me here criminal trial. But criminal trial, they say, what the forgery. And now Kwakumamin can no, at this point, all proper plea bargain, plea bargain, no share and share now. Yes, yes, you can. It's only a cut 10 yabaman, one jatun some from Daman Pessia bear trial. One jan to one judge and crying, the lawyer for be a cat and chess away before okay. Section 162H now, as I see a 4-page now Casampa, my phone, next young go through the trial. Nothing, no, and she but you see,
plea bargain it doesn't take you in as much as there has been a criminality aspect of it, and would that still take you?
No, it depends on the a certain arrangement, on a negotiation on your attorney general. It's the attorney general likely not to be a custodial sentence. But you see, company there is a report. Company me patron. Sadly we here pa. Ya so make can we let me read it. I have the report. Why do you want what you can say about company? Never join your company no me say it was
deputy chairperson Asari
on the 18th day of lawyer company no fee
who me say me host and I said me host
me power somewhere
so simple who me say me host and I mean host Hey, lawyer Bediakon.
But I mean, I'm happy to correct him on that.
Yeah,
thank you for
that. Why some different
education is something.
But I'm wondering, see, in this case, does it mean that say June 10th judgment to the fun a day? He's supposed to be sentenced that.
Different, and also a different area. Send Obi will not get the name Koba. Okay, but we say they say in Buana.
Plea bargain.
No, not the plea bargain. I'm talking about it's obvious. You can't say it's obvious. Let's resolve this. It's EC Deputy Chairperson Asari resigns. It's the Government Accountability Series now. And our Honorable Phyllis Kochofusu, SI Editor, just said Deputy Chairperson, Emma Electoral Commission. Sabri, you say, Opese. or the nyina egu from wada o mampanyine ase say be kwebe e be kwakosi 31st July the NHS say we free honomo na wada o mampanyine so so ase say medical kana nye ono nko the another deputy chairperson ebio enso so for the commissioner Ora Samuel Nati on Tete Samuel Tete ono na deputy chairperson for the commission on also so say what the non court retirement into the age edu santi or court retirement abusia for doctor lawyer me ba wo so honorable me wo so na me sha say the the way we dey see abre wo hu a wo Dr. Baby who goes school and pay. Do you think sir I think sir the time wa NDC abaya sumi office and EC deputy EC Che is that Bosman Asari that time any ora tete any yemame Jane I remember pass even the party chairman and so come make such a statement. Do you think say no pressure and ora Asari edia resign na tete dey don do retirement nti Asari dey no pressure.
So let me state this. Main can we were that if want to say yes, as a party, individuals won't be a kind some Miankasa personally I have my own issues with the EC. Okay, so let me tell you, it's a major one because I did a case, maybe a case, it's EC ne MPP, I want me concerns, me na me lady lawyers call ya could do Supreme Court minimum sembi. Do you even know? Say EC properly gazetted the election 2024 parliamentary results.
In your
parliament, the entire Ghana. So dance even a Supreme Court acknowledged said there was a problem.
Okay.
On say Emrano Ghana yen share de to abano. Say as a so gazetted results no. A regulation 18 no. A case or gazetted results na san adia ko a parliament. Who they call parliament and san no more gazette. So look, and yama bebre akoso individually you were problems with the EC. But me interested in pursuing it beyond Niamakan.
Okay.
Me interest it is individuals I want, but as a party, as a government, and ne President Mahama and Tia Kunyaso, EC, and the last I drink a canon. Only interest in be our electoral commission penny for why? Nanya no mutie ni ani incumbency crowd, we winning ye be mad. Nene na oba one more any problem. Only interest in be our mine a EC penny, and I nunti and Yamfa Bukata, Ghana ni a sorry Becca say, or EC once more the petition about. Or refer assembly my Chief Justice. Chief Justice say, "Oh, who prima facie case be? That will be the president table so now. That one not sure. Let us say, as Chief Justice say, that is the record. As a buying, any interest will be our till easy and will be free. As a party, and there is a difference. And even though yes, the national chairman and council were issues with them.
Just
yes, I have my issues with them. But it ended there. National chairman got a petition. Be also do too. No. You can have issues. Yeah, young penny for sabi yeah grow no me referees no. Bet me I can say referee one more game me. But na me dey see why. It yan any interest be now. Ye ratete ye ni say retirement. And no asem ni ho. Ye rabos ma sare. Minim say what can krata bi a wa chese obi hunhuna na. O meka me enti. Eh ono an choice. One na akọ ya fa wa adwuma so be uma onsa so kosoro obi enhunhuna me obi anya me hwe me adwuma it is a wa tena se na se wasese na so unya bi abreku a empo petition ba ya yesi petition enya papa ya wa adwuma na wa so unya bi wa toje wa ono onim ne wa hu na se ya pe obi empo ahound na saka enya ono ma me na nkasa ho boy ya na adwuma ye ni interest bi a wo m say obi ba be onko so nya na adwuma we wish her well omo adwuma ye near constitution ne can say ba ne say ya o mampani e be fa constitution no and share so no the appointed for fraud yakoho president in my indication be say no ye priority obey there but near my good table so does so we interest bi anka ba ya gidi na nka
pay obi akosho
I mean that is not the interest. We are resetting Ghana bia nyintu munti ase say resetting agenda. Look, for the first time, security services. A quite a fast one fan collar security. A big see a crew mother. me kuro ba ko ye friend amakuru mo ho ka anko ho abobo ya na ade beko amakuru mienu omo tibi da ohe kwa me na kopisa oyewura muntaka na obehwe wani mu bo oso obi enko through the system ebi nsi kuro mada ye reset your mind no president obeto maripo mo oso onko so nya na adwuma ye hu bi da legacy projects ebeto ye ni ese ye ni because ye ntimi nya NDC MPP no emwaye.
Okay,
the best 32 years time mo ba power ni ya ye bi
awo me sa wa hane kasa me kwa na me kasa
so na politician no but mo mi no MPP NDC mbecho
Usman Asai who said right from the word go yesterday we were told that last year September and Chief Justice, former Chief Justice, our Council of State member, resigning. Some of Kenya and some of Kajose Kawaha. And former Chief Justice, resigning if you Council of State. Constitution say, no quite lawyer for lawyer no Constitution says, Shah, Article 89, or say Shah, the President, and so appointed a former Chief Justice into Council of State. Now last year, will be attended in. Ne resignation letter one more so sa and kind of cried and can't check Ghana for up to date more point will be that they have to say almost more train to be a current Chief Justice because retirement December no more point
what
yeah 3 leaving aside
also say late
aside Justice Sophia Kufuno we have 3 leaving former Chief Justices Justice Enini Wa Justice Georgina Wood Justice Tokuno.
No.
I didn't say okay. So Justice Enini Wa Justice Georgina Wood. 10 months in here. Muntimi appointee will be a final call.
8, I think so.
Yes, September. June. September, June. 10 months in here.
8 almost now.
September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June.
9.
10.
September. No, it's September.
If you say September 1st, I mean September 1st to September 30th.
Kingsley. Many personal analysis are maybe yeah. And which is a fact on the 3rd of September. And now,
so the whole of September,
and now boldly of making a statement say she's not happy about processor. Who used to former Chief Justice Toko no. It's even if it's presumed say after sa comments making and or resigning crampona. Said third na say let's say fourth. You can't say from 4th to the end of 1 month.
Now, months, how many weeks?
31 weeks. 4 weeks.
That was 28 days.
There is a 28 out of minus 4. Is it still 28?
So October is 31.
So you just take it 9 months.
No, I want to tell you. Give or take 9 months. Okay. And so from so everyone say 6 months. Kwamponade na president 1.2 bi abi.
Watch no ni.
Your former Chief Justices Minu ho. I don't know 1.2 bi abi. The constitution says sir. Matisa omo twen na the respected Chief Justice called retirement. Na omo appointing no. E so omo ara dey omo yes and so omo ara. But having said that, unim e kwan ya ansa na ndis for beba ni omo ba yi mpo yi. Atemnie who feel gu electoral commission away. The national chairman and some more can file electoral commission. It's been alleged say since last year. Now that one's being here.
What the alleged allegation plan or the bahana?
It is a political judgment. Now what say no? Now ma academy for the year or non-casan or the year the personal more money now more taking or judgment then of so then they saw it. Said you man no immediately that's it. You see, mind you, these people are people almost swear oaths. Okay, so I said there are certain things they can't. Yes, There are certain things.
This is a full-grown man.
There are certain things.
Why can't per the work can say if indeed say who depriving from a name or the bay Jumabo minor? Why can't he?
It's not true. You say keep quiet. No, we are having. When you were talking, I was here. I kept quiet.
Kingsley. As soon as said you can put a son
no. Because of the oath of security, he sworn. And never be brewa on to be my bonte me kasa. Nto be ya onya on to me so what I say. Enti the obeya ni say obeka say na adwuma no muni madwuma na menkom baabi. What I say because oh yeah adwuma na adwuma mo ye no mo dia tete mo ma na adwuma no ene ade a. So obeya say muni madwuma na menkom baabi. What I say so the only way yebetimi account public we say we dey adwuma no say okwakoche na ade. Which probably it is true so okwakoche ade we dey adwuma kwache ade. But na niam no a mo kan your position edi na tem share ni ahoba etete no gu ni fini ade ni na no ba ye no e bi amoye it could be the truth say mo ba ye no nsem a mo kan ye no mo ye enti based on niam a mo ye kire no ne atete no na mo adwuma mo ntino ene mo ni mo adwuma because ideally enka obe retire 70 but based on nsem a akoso because you see psychologically cry no say wo ye adwuma na omo ye adwuma no ana omo ye adwuma na mo no keka nsem certain things e fa ho gu ho fi etete wo na ombeso omo bu animutia ne ade a edumi bi a ya na abna wuti hey so oba adwuma no adwuma ru na boss hu ni bu afu ana before say wo ye adwuma ya gu ho fi akeka nsem a mfata afa ho adwuma no ka benya ni de ya adwuma no wo ni de mfa nya adwuma no so wa ho ye dubi ya beka say me ana mbae afei de ma fa me bag me ko enti no enei the all towo or say onyan tobio mo fa madwuma okon be okoton it is better say obetumi nya ni sanity na wa tell ni baabi na watimi ahwe ni ma than say obetina adwuma mu na ye de atete nsam anim ni akohusem this is a very high man of integrity wa share there for university for so many years and sakra na onya konya ni say obesom ni mai na ye man mu na so obi ho a tiny atete say obitu ni husi ho say opeso som ni man kwan papa so a na in the name of politics intino say Dr. Tiwe na ochina ebi a abaya man appointment so nkoya adwuma na ebi the name of politics intino na what it be baabi no you see ya fasa na ma we nyina ne ade a one we be baabi no people with high integrity might not even want to come to public service ti be ka chen this for no ma we ina sua hunu no munyai sa ne ma na ya omo ye no amwa obia
mate me da se do
politicians are more stubborn rough. Politicians. Because institutions, electoral commission, almost, I mean, individuals or more lady electoral commission, almost that is the heckles and manipulations from political actors. And you do. Easy, nana, what didn't happen to Charlotte say? I mean, the politicians eventually, although same with even currently Jane Manson. And then what hasn't happened? As I say, if some one could do. I mean, a lot of issues are eventually occur. Chief Justice Walker, there is no case. They have a lot of civil society and the groups, who are pushing there.
Still
annoying and even today there are a lot of groups who still would wish they but you see you want to take that out of the political groups you can't exonerate them because as a political group and also power every time when you put tax in the powers you being the referee yet then they will heckle you it's just like football you have a borrower. Here than referee, no matter what you do, as you're offside, you can also on your offside because every player, I mean every team here want things to go in favor. And by nature, no matter what, those kind of things. But you see, say a public servant, and if you're working in institutions like this, the truth also is that or it's the risk involved in occupying
such position because
the risk involved is that I'm going to face some of these challenges. And from the EC boss with deputies, you should develop that leadership, that robust skin, able to withstand those kind of pressures back from their parties. Even sometimes, if government in power, they can still give you pressure when they feel that certain things are not in their favor. I mean, these issues with the two deputies especially, they have really gone through a lot. I mean, they're weighing a lot of pressure from the public, a lot. But for me, what I think is happening now is there. And there, Nicole Tete, or in for a very long time. And who too, so they have been the people plus the commissioners. But you see, the deputies, I would producer. You are working together. You have shared some bond, DB.
Yeah.
You have some. I mean, that culture of, you relate well, and you think that when you are working with him, you're able to perform better. Inti naturally, Crampon say if or one also producers this year no. He is no more with you. So
you feel
you feel empty, especially where you are not too sure. One, I was never home. And who is that person? To what extent can I gel with the person? Especially where the groups have been calling for your head. Yes, Sako.
Just a strobe or more. Hey, where the monitor me and
appointed by the current government. You have your own, personal things to consider. If you feel okay, you can withstand it. Fine. If not, then you want to go. But I think the most important thing about it, you need institutions to be very strong. And for me, one of the things that I am waiting forward to, codify them Constitutional Review Committee when reporting. Session Constitutional Review Committee reports now. I think one of the areas I would touch very strongly the appointment of the electoral commission and the deputies. Okay, I know that President Mahama is following keenly on the implementation of the various recommendations now. The committee was up. I wish simple day. And the appointment of with the departure of Tete and then of course now Bossman Surukui. I wish upon a day and the appointment of these new vacancies now about the honor. We will start from we'll use the processes from the recommendations, but of course by law no one to me yet. But I expect
as in their recommendations.
Of the recommendations, in fact they are very good recommendations. The need for us to even consider the role of the Council of States, the Public Service Commission, and how them two institutions can play a role in the select to be for the Electoral Commission. There will be a president can. I mean that independence of the institutions and so all is good. I think that you use this opportunity to also look at our systems. Now you show how we can make the commission and all the other institutions like the Strage and the rest, very very firm, robust. What to promote our democracy. It's President Mahama. The recommendations from the Constitutional Review Committee. Infrastructure. I am reliably informed there are a lot of meetings and discussions going on with the implementation. Infrastructure on it. How the various challenges now, structural challenges with our institutions. We have very strong institutions. Since as for an issue, the same in common about the need to even review the Council of State. Who has to be appointed? What role do they have to play? And all that. I think I can with them common.
Okay, Madam
say young Kama and they say, your mammy Sufa Kufu. Resignation. One fact
reason.
For reason.
So for media, me walk and the man
circumstances now.
Media, me what the man
the time or resigning.
Send me the bar, say no say ABC here. You better na hania kumba. Na me means be ni mata.
But they say there will be a susu but that is not the fact.
I will not be fair to her. So be more reason be so be when
No, but they be make just say, oh, huna.
No,
I can tell you what you do not know. Let me tell you today.
The power on to me a copy.
I think the reason Becca.
Yes, the reason Becca.
On the bossman dear.
No, because the account or sing what you do not know. And said the subcommittee. Let me tell you today, the subcommittee the Council of State on Legal Affairs. I recommend to the president. Say, yeah, mami tokonu, mami ne penny. I'm stating that on authority. In person, the subcommittee. And what Council of State? How much Emra and then Yamaso Council of State. Coming from the chairman of the subcommittee.
Were you in the committee report? Some of the committee, only a you report, Rose Committee report, one report about. There are some all kinds of whole report.
See, you say, what better for more than 30 minutes? One to
ECWC chairperson Asari resigned.